This is album number 15, which is, you know, that's a good number. I'm pretty excited about it. You know, it's a tribute album, album of John Fogerty covers.
That's rocking pretty hard. I like that.
I love his material. He is very strong, outspoken lyricist to me. And I appreciate that a lot. That's not a far stretch for me.
Some folks inherit star-spangled eyes. Ooh, they'll send you down the world, Lord. And when they ask you, how much should we give? Ooh, they'll only answer more, more, more. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no military son, no. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one, no, no.
One of the things that we hope to accomplish is a woman's view on some of the classic hit records. That'll be fun to sing. That's different. It's different because it's me doing it.
How did you get away with murder?
Because it's my touring band, for the most part, that's making the record with Dave, who's, you know, as we know, a long-time friend and a very talented producer.
Gentlemen, we're going to hell for this one.
Yes, excellent.
We're going to hell for this one, and I'm buying. Let's do it. So the Fogerty cover made sense for a couple of reasons. Number one, excellent songwriting.
Day by day, we count the dead and dying.
There's no such thing as a bad John Fogerty song. You can throw a dart at these records and get a brilliant song.
At the wall.
I also relate to a lot of his songs. I have history with some of his earlier material as well in terms of my own being a fan of Creedence as it was, you know.
Oh, Lord, I'm stuck in love, die again.
We've been moving Geneva a little bit towards Americana, which is a little more rootsy, has a little more of a organic acoustic feel, so we wanted to incorporate it into the blues records and sort of get a little bit of a hybrid. Vocally, it seems to fit her particularly well. That's going to be really good. She doesn't sound anything like John Fogerty, obviously.
Mr. Green.
But she has the same ferocity. She has the same sort of blues and soul background. And she loves all of the vocal intent in his writing, which I do as well.
Mr. Green.
We want to make sure that we bring something either new to the songs or make sure that we're clear on what we believe John Fogerty was writing about in these songs. We got the record tracked, which means we got the basic tracks down for bass, drums, guitar, guide vocal, a few overdubs, but that's just sort of the basis. The bones are there. Let's do the thing. Super sexy. I wanna actually date every one of you guys after this take. Here we go.
Individually.
No, together. Tracking is the first part where you get the foundation of the songs that will become the record. We got to try to push for a little bit of differences here and there without killing the song. It's a John Fogerty song. I don't want those guys coming to my house. There's different ways to make a record. You can walk into a studio and really record everything sort of together all at once in what you have. That would be akin to a snapshot. A band plays, a singer sings, you take a picture, that's it. That's not what we're doing. What we do is we get the foundation. We get drums, bass, the primary guitar, work on the feels. Then we'll go back into the studio a little later and we'll work on the vocals a little bit.
Day by day.
Decide how to change up sort of the approach, add some overdubs, extra guitars, other people that aren't here in the studio right now. So it's like a three-tiered sort of system that gives us a little more control of how we want to craft the record.
I always have a certain amount of nerves before I start a project. I want to be sure that I have done enough to walk, through the door of the studio feeling prepared, feeling like I know what the songs are, feeling a sense of comfort with each of the tunes.
First one, here we go.
All right. Now I'm doing keeper vocals, lead vocals.
We're back in the hills.
It's really a lot of pressure because this is the final vocals that I'm laying down over the tops of these songs, and the songs are not always complete when I'm singing them.
We're doing this record a little differently. I want to make sure it's primarily all the vocals are done, and then we decide only what it needs. I don't want to overcook it. Everything might change. I mean, it's a very reactive process. Let's do this thing. What do you think about a start? I think, have you ever seen The Rain? As much as I'd like to start there, I think that's going to take you to be at the top of your arc. There's usually an arc. The record starts off, and we get in, we do a little bit of vocals, but we have to be very careful not to just jump in and start screaming stuff for 5 hours a day, or else her voice will go, like any other singers there is. People don't realize the amount of time we put into one song is about an entire show. How many of those are you going to do a night? One. I think we'll probably just throw you in there and put your headphones on, and you'll hear the new stuff as you're singing.
Yeah, and that's, I'll sing until you take the bit out of my mouth.
Either that or sing until you go, what the fuck was that? So we sort of pace it a little bit. In about 3 or 4 days, we'll reach this arc to where she can sing as much as she wants to, and I'm just kicking her out of there because she's done for the day,
Met myself a coming county welfare line.
We'll open a song, we'll talk about it, we'll think about if there's an approach that we need to discuss or whether she just rolls in there and does her thing.
Saw the people standing 1,000 years in chains. Somebody said it's different now. Look, it's just the same.
Please play me some
Yeah,
more.
wrote a song. That's more of a pretty voice thing, right?
Well, yeah, and there's also some emotional content there.
How can I tell you? You know I wrote a song.
You're gonna have to find a place to put it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 1971. I'm standing outside the welfare office
All right, I'm good with it.
in Minneapolis in December, in line, waiting to get in for my appointment.
A lot of these songs are very socially conscious, and we want to make sure that we're addressing with our performances, with Geneva's performances, perhaps what we need to get out of it to get John Fogerty's message across.
Met myself coming, county welfare line.
All right, I'm good.
I was feeling
like
strung
the
out,
idea.
hung out on the line. I mean, I'm there, man. It's the first time I saw this tune, I went, oh yeah, okay.
Good, just a little shorter, a little less
Yeah.
Ethel Merman.
Okay. A little less Ethel.
Making a record, there's pressure to making a record.
You got a little Ethel.
And it takes a certain amount of discipline for artists, for musicians, to not be too affected by that pressure, because it can push you off the rail, meaning force you to lose focus.
When we say Ethel shows up, that means Ethel Merman.
I love a good cover song, but to do a cover song, there has to be a reason to do it. It has to be different. You have to own it.
Changing the weather, something's happening here.
That's the charge. If I do my job, if we all collectively do our job right in the best way that I can with the vocal, then a connection happens. That, at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for.
The wind is raging and there's fire in the sky. Ground shaking, everything's coming loose. Run like a coward, but it ain't no use. Head to the river, it's an ugly scene. People getting pushed and people getting mean. Change is coming and it's getting late. Ain't no surviving and there ain't no escape. Oh, changing the weather, something's happening.
When you hear Geneva's versions of John Fogerty's songs, she's made them her songs in only a way that Geneva Magnus can.
Was that enough of what you were looking for?
That record's done, man. That's a done record right there.
Yeah.
One more on the candles, sister. Good job. Shit, that was easy.